Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good evening. It is morning here, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to day 55 of the tip of the day. Today, I actually wanted to speak on the topic. I'm not an authority on this, so please, I'll give you some resources to look up on this topic. But recently I came across, and Louise in one of the videos actually had asked the question, can you talk about archetypes? And so I'm going to give you the information that I have learned in the past few weeks following Carolyn Mace's course, The Science of Medical Intuition. And the main thing that the science of medical intuition, it's not so much as trying to become a medical intuitive. Yes, maybe somebody who goes in depth into the course becomes a medical intuitive. It's more into knowing who we are and what is ailing us, right? Like it's more an introspection than an going out and being intuitive. Yeah, it maybe some people may become medical intuitives out of taking the course and some more training material. So what is an archetype? So what Carolyn Mace says is all of us are born, and since I know Sadhguru's teachings and Eckhart's teachings, I'm going to draw some parallels. So what she says is all of us are born with some archetypal energy. And this archetypal energy we've already know from the mythical stories, right? Like Zeus and Venus and Athena. Those are archetypes. And those are what kind of takes birth within us. Like when we are born with those archetypes. And it kind of made me feel that it almost is like when Sadhguru talks about the karmic body, the archetypes are almost what is our karmic body, right? So one of the things to know, and I've heard quite a few spiritual teachers, there's a spiritual teacher named Elizabeth April. I think I heard one of the people that reads Akashic records also say this. And this is something to visualize, right? Just like the earth. So visualize a globe and that you're in the center of the globe, right? And around the globe are these latitude and longitudinal lines. Those are the archetypal, the points of archetypal energies that we pull from. I've heard Elizabeth April also say that this earth has a consciousness grid around it. I've heard quite a few people say about the same thing. And that's how come, how much ever we say, he's so-and-so, or my father is so-and-so, or my mother is so-and-so. No, you are connected to each and every person all the time. Like the interconnectedness, the Indra's net, the interconnectedness of everything is always there. And that's the visual I kind of, I loved her visual, that it was the archetypal patterns are like the longitudinal and the latitudinal lines across Earth, but it's not Earth. It's like we are in the center of it, and there's the archetypal patterns. Now, I think I haven't looked at the copy of the book. I've been reading, I've been listening to the audiobook Sacred Contracts. I have not looked at the book, but she says in the book, she's given about 100 or 200 archetypal patterns. One of the things she says is there are 4 basic archetypes that exist in each and every one of us, which is the victim archetype, the child archetype, the saboteur archetype, and the prostitute archetype. How much ever we may not be in the sex trade and not done prostitution, but we have that prostitute archetype. It's something like you kind of like I know even as a child, I used to tell my mother, I could see it as a child. I would tell my mother, oh, if you buy me like a kitchen set, I'll do this for you, right? So we're selling a service like that. That's the prostitute archetype that we're living out, that we're selling a service to get something, right? Get goods. So victim, I think everybody understands what it is. I'm trying to remember all the good stuff she has in sacred contracts. So I would really love for all of you, maybe I'll make another video about it, maybe a short video. I would love for everyone to read the book Sacred Contracts, because she kind of goes into how we have or build that archetype within us, how it is built. And maybe the next video, I'll go into that. I don't want to take too much time, since I want these to be really short videos, right? So one of the things I heard her say today was, I know a lot of people in our group have talked about codependency, codependent relationships. I know Ken, who used to attend our Facebook Live Q&A, always used to bring up codependency. And she says that codependency is equivalent to the vampire archetype, where we are feeding off the energy of another, right? So that was like, boom, oh my God, all these people that are in codependent relationships are in the vampire archetype. So I do realize like the victim archetype, all of us have it, right? Like as children, we were wounded, and the wounded child, I feel I have the wounded child archetype. Just like April was saying yesterday, I feel she has the wounded child archetype, because we were wounded as children, but then that same wounded child uses the wounds to bring in healing. And that's what we are doing. We're exposing our wounds so that everyone can resonate with the wound and know how to heal yourself. So so we are living the wounded healer archetype now, but we would have been wounded children. I'm trying to remember what else was really, it's just archetypal energy. So it's just karmic energy. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. So what she says in Sacred Contracts is almost what Sadhguru talks about. I'm hoping I can pronounce this correct. He talks about karma being prarabdha karma and sanchita karma. So he says, we just download like a portion of the karmic energy. We don't download the whole warehouse of the energy. In his book, Karma, he says that, right? Because it would be too much. We could not handle that much energy at one time. So, and then as we evolve in our evolution of our spiritual journey, we download more. Like we may think that we are done with this karma, but we are never done with the karma, because there's more energy patterns to download and resolve through, right? She said exactly what was mind-boggling was she said exactly the same thing, that archetypal patterns are the same way. So I know yesterday in the Facebook Live Q&A, I was talking about, I used to have the hedonistic archetype. And I know it is hedonistic because we were talking about dopamine hits, and I brought up that even shopping, I used to have that shopping hit, dopamine hit, like you're doing $100 shopping, that's not enough. Next month, you're doing a $200 shopping. Next month, you're doing a $600. Next month, you're buying something bigger. Like it never is enough, right? That hedonistic going out, what Eckhart calls egoic wanting, the wantonness in us, going out and getting that. And y'all can see that in alcoholics too, right? Like they may say, I'll have 2 drinks. The smoker may say, I'll just have a couple of puffs. And next minute they're doing 3 cigarettes. Next minute they're through 1 pack. Next minute they're through 5 packs a day, right? So that's the hedonistic archetype. So I went through like a financial crisis. Like I had to sell my house. I had like $60,000 in debt. So that kind of helped me heal the hedonism in financial issues, like using money, right? The buying, the retail therapy that somebody colloquially calls. But I know that that kind of transferred over into using food as hedonist. Like I wanted, like the best thing I could do with my son was, oh, let's get food and eat lots of food, right? And that kind of led me to all kinds of health, not all kinds of health issues I had. In 2017, I went on a hiking trip in Colorado, and I could not walk for 4 or 5 hours. Like my calf would hurt me. And so I started looking for what is the solution? What is the solution? And I came across Medical Medium. So finally, the food addiction was kind of curtailed because there's a lot of things. He has a troublemaker list, and you cannot eat anything out of the troublemaker list. So a lot of stuff gets eliminated. Like you cannot have cheese, you cannot have gluten, so you're not having pasta, you're not having bread. I don't even like the lentil pasta. I mean, I may do it once in a year or once in 6 months, but I don't even like the things that he says it's okay to eat lentil pasta. So y'all have this, go look at sacred contracts, go look at the archetypes. It's like a fun thing, right? To know what are the energies that we were born with. And then you'll realize why is it that certain things happened a certain way. So I love the fact that she said archetypal energy, like, okay, I may have healed the hedonistic hedonist archetype in me, but then I probably will download another archetype. It's waiting. What's the next archetype that I'm going to download? So I kind of know that that's one archetype that I've clearly identified within myself, right? So have fun with it. There's like a queen archetype. There's a lover archetype. There's a I can read off some of the archetype. Oh, there's one more thing about this that was like really mind-boggling to me. She also says in this course, The Science of Medical Intuition, there are a list of archetypes in The Science of Medical Intuition too. I don't know which one is more, like whether Sacred Contracts has more or this course has more. I kind of think maybe the book Sacred Contracts has more. So what she has in this course is, okay, you have an archetype, right? Like, let's say you have an athlete archetype. So you're strong and you're using your physique to excel in this world. And like you see it in athletes, like the football players and the basketball players. But there's also a shadow to your archetype. So the shadow of an athlete archetype is somebody that, what did she say? Somebody who cheats for using their athletic abilities, but they cheat on their like competition and everything. So, you know, when you see people that are athletes and, you know, the deflate gate, whatever the New England Patriots went through. So now you can see that's the archetype, the shadow of the athlete archetype playing out. So I'm hoping everyone gets intrigued that we are patterns after patterns, as Dr. Joe says, patterns after patterns of energy. We are not this physical body. And I would love for all of you to figure out what are your archetypes and kind of know how you can heal using your archetypes, because the archetypal energy is your karmic energy. And that brings a certain, you know, because you're doing this, because you are so and so, like when you're a victim, then if you're playing out the victim archetype, one, you have to, she says in the book, one, you have to have people victimize you, and then you victimize other people, right? So if you heal the victim archetype, then no longer is there a victim. So that's your opportunity. If you identify, okay, I have a victim archetype within me, and I need to heal it. So that's your self-awareness. You shine the light on it. So with that, have a wonderful day. Many blessings. Eternally grateful for all the love and support. I think I've had more and more comments on the videos, so I am so grateful. Many blessings. Much love. Have a good day, and take care. I'll see. Yeah, I'll talk about a little bit about what she talks about in Sacred Contracts, because she goes through and says or describes, and I'm going to paraphrase, right, because I cannot read the whole book. It's a couple of chapters. It's an hour-long chapter. But next video, I'll talk about how we pick up these archetypes. Hopefully, I've understood it correctly from the book, but y'all can get the Sacred Contracts book by Carolyn Myss. She is incredible. So thank you so much. Bye. Many blessings.